Hi, welcome to the Temia
and Tomeka show.
This segment, we're going to be talking about Michael Avenatti.
Oh yeah.
Stormy Daniels' attorney, okay? So this, you can follow along with me. I got my information from ABC News. You can look it up on their website. They got actually it's all over. Okay.
Pick one.
Yeah. So let me just read a little bit. Federal prosecutors in New York charged Michael Avenatti with additional financial crimes, including allegedly forging the signature of his former client, Stormy Daniels, and diverting nearly $300,000 owed to her into his own account. And this is according to, I guess they did research and pull up the court records. So it's according to the court records. Prosecutors said that he used the money he took from Miss Stormy Daniels and to make monthly payments on his Ferrari. Yeah, he did. That's what they're saying.
Scandalous.
As well as to cover airfare, dry cleaning, hotels, and restaurant bills, as well as payrolls and insurance costs for his law firm's employees. Now, let's go to the other side, because you know it's two sides to every story. Okay.
Listen,
so,
he wanted to live the good life, but on Stormy's dime.
Child, self-control. Okay. Anyway, this is the statement that Michael Avenatti gave to ABC News. He says, quote unquote, she received millions of dollars worth of legal services, and we expended huge sums in expenses. So that's his defense, that she actually owed him money.
So he just forged it. I guess maybe she don't know what type of agreement they had, if they was on contingency or what.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. When you owe somebody money, when money is owed to you, when money is owed to you, Mr. Avenatti, do you actually send a bill or do you forge somebody's signature? I'm just saying. I'm just asking a question.
One of
or
them
do you forge a signature to the publisher and say, hey, she signed off on this, send the money to this account? Is that how you actually collect funds? Or I'm just saying. It's got to be some kind of understanding about, outright
how you gonna collect your
money from your own client.
Some people just think they're above the law, because they're in some type of criminal field, and so they feel like, they can't be touched. You can be touched. That was shown and proven you can be touched. So you're not above the law. So I think in this instance it could be, granted she owed him money, but instead of getting it the right way, he decided that he wanted to do a federal crime in order to get a white collar crime.
And he didn't even, proof that it's allegedly forged. They got to prove it.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure they have the evidence. But anyway, it was some kind of shadiness if he had to forge it and not actually talk to Stormy Daniels and say, hey, you owe me money.
Right.
This is agreement that we made. I get so much of a portion. And then she signed off on it legally, willfully, of her own volition. You know what I'm saying? And then he sent it to the publisher and handled it that way. But he knew some kind of way.
There was some shadiness behind it. They weren't going to agree on that.
So that even tell me what? I'm coming to, I don't know about you guys in the audience, but I'm coming to the conclusion that they probably didn't have an agreement.
Right. They probably didn't have an agreement, or they had an agreement, but it wasn't what he wanted. And so therefore he took it upon himself, allegedly, to forge her signature. And then on top of that, unfortunately, because of the type of business she does, he's probably looking like, nobody's going to care, saying you're just this or whatever. No, I don't care if I was a clown. I don't care if I was Santa Claus. You don't steal money from me.
He probably did think that, because you know what? Anybody that sleep with a billionaire and get only $130,000. Okay, let me stop. I'm just saying. You're not too, the light bulb is not all the way. It's not shining too bright. If that's all the money you're getting for one night from a billion, let me just clarify, not millionaire, not thousandaire, billionaire, and that's all the money you got. Okay, so I mean, I kind of understand the kind of thinking that he probably thought he would get away with.
So you're right. So he thought he could take advantage. But then the law applies to you too. So if you did forge her, you're gonna go to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? It's illegal.
So my thing also is with Stormy Daniels.
Right.
Because what type of business, influence does she have? What kind of business mind do you have? I mean, I know for years she did her own business.
Right.
Or whatever. I don't know how successful she was. Probably not that successful, because how do you come across where you don't have any clue of what this attorney is doing?
Right.
You don't have any. First of all, even if you have an attorney handling your business as far as book deals or whatever, and media contact and all of that,
right,
you still should have. First of all, your agenda.
Right.
Stormy.
Right.
You knew you were looking for a book deal or a movie, whatever. You're looking for whatever kind of deals coming your way, right?
Right.
So it would be mindful for you, it would be wise of you to keep contact with the publisher yourself.
Right. And
handle your own business. Even if you have an attorney that handle it for you, I still would look at least once a month, hey, how you doing call.
Right, because first of all, you better be like Rihanna and have my money. You hear me? I'm telling you, like a penny couldn't be wrong, and I'm not. Oh, what's going on here? Did you pay my taxes? Why is this missing? I don't understand. How is this possible? Where you didn't realize that all this money was missing? It wasn't just like $1 or $2 or something like that. All this money was missing. Oh my goodness!
It was 2 payments of almost $148,000 each. 2 payments. So he not only did he do this one time,
he did it twice.
It added up to, see the headline. That's why you need to read the details of the story, because the headline said that he scandaled a forge and got approximately $300,000, but it was actually 2 payments of $148,000 and some change.
Now I feel bad for her, being that she is a victim, regardless of what her profession was. Saying, because right is right and wrong is wrong. And so you will reap what you sow. But I also feel bad because she decided, any business field that you're in, you need to know your money. You need to know what comes in, what goes out, who has control of it. Because when it all comes down to it, you're going to be the one people are going to be looking at, especially if they're doing some type of racketeering. You're going to be the one that's going to go to jail for it. So don't be like, oh, well, I didn't have any control over money. No, that's still your business. Take care of your business. I don't care if you have an accountant. I don't care if you're doing TurboTax.
Exactly.
Keep tabs on your own money.
Everything in your business.
Right.
I don't understand. Anyway, that leads to tips, because I was reading, I was like, maybe we need to give people some tips, because I'm like, this if she's a representation of the average person that has an attorney,
right,
man, look, we're in trouble. But anyway, this is just a few tips that we're going to give you, and you can follow along. I got this from Federal Trade Commission, okay, ftc.gov, and the name of the article is called Hiring a Lawyer. So what you need to look for, questions you need to ask. The first tip is know who you're dealing with.
Right, absolutely.
So don't look up, when you go on the website and you see the testimonials, don't look at that. Use Google. It's called Google, Bing,
Yahoo, friends.
Search.
That's their friends and their aunties on the testimony. Stop playing. You use him.
It could be, factual.
Yeah, it could be factual.
But you still need to use Google.
Right.
Okay.
And see what the rating is of that lawyer.
And you need to look up history and read reviews, because now this is 2019. You don't have to go in, just go down the yellow pages and just pick one. No, people actually, especially if they're, upset and they had a bad experience.
Oh yeah,
they will do a bad review. They will do a whole blog. Okay, so do your research. I don't think Stormy did that.
I don't think she did it either.
Google, because it's previous stories out there where Mr. Avenatti, screwed several of his clients. One of them was a paraplegic where he got a millions of dollars of settlement for his client, and the guy said he only got like a small portion of the money, and he didn't see anything else.
Right. So that tells you right there that he has a habit of feeding off of what he considers quote unquote the weak. And so that's why she was a victim. You were a victim of your own circumstance. Mm-hmm. So you didn't do your homework. Always do your homework. Mm-hmm. Stop playing. And so you can clearly have saw that he's done this before. Mm-hmm. So what did you thought you was like, oh, well, he wasn't going to do that to me. Girl, please. Mm-hmm. He was definitely going to do that to you, you know, because you don't know him and Trump might be homeboys.
Exactly.
Like laughing all the way to the bank. Oh, yes, take her money.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then also know the real deal. Know what kind of agreement you guys are coming up with, because like I said before, you know, Stormy Daniels, she knew once she was pursuing this, once President Trump ran for office, she knew that she wanted more money. She knew her agenda, and she knew she probably was going to get book deals or whatever once the story started getting out there. Mm-hmm. So that's at the time, even if you didn't discuss it in the beginning with hiring him, you can always go back and have a conversation in the midst of it. When the story was coming out and you saw that it was taking traction, you know, it had legs, that's the time when you go back and talk to your attorney. Listen, you know, it's going to be book deals coming up, and, you know, this guy's approaching me, you know, movie deal or whatever. And this is how I want to be paid, and what do you think, and what kind of agreement can we come up with? Because you got to know the details. Okay. Is it flat rate?
Is it contingency? Meaning that, okay, he's only getting money when you get paid. Is contingency, because if you don't make any money, then he doesn't get paid. I mean, I kind of like those lawyers, but anyways, you know,
so they have to work for it.
Yeah, they got to work for it. You know, you'll know that that's work, because you know who wants to do work and don't get paid for it. And then you can have the ones where you have the like flat rate, like, hey, this is the agreement that we have. Regardless if I win or lose.
Yeah.
And so, run me my money, or you may have some that's like, or if you happen to be your own attorney too, you can be your own attorney. I wouldn't suggest it.
Pro se?
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest it. And also make sure that the attorney that you hire actually has a specialization in the type of case that you have.
Yeah.
Listen, stop getting attorneys that does not have a specialization in the type of matter that you're facing, because you know, granted, they'll come off cheaper, but I would say that get one that specializes in the stuff, because, you know, there's 9 times out of 10, he's already won a whole bunch of cases, and he's going to be more expensive.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's talking about. He's going to be more expensive. However, but would you rather have an attorney that's like more expensive, or, you know, can get you off your case, or would you have an attorney that's not privy, that's not privy to your type of case, and then it's cheaper and it's not doing his job? Which one would you rather have? You know, let me tell you something. Attorney that does not specialize in the matter that you're facing is just as bad as getting a state appointed attorney. Okay, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, because they're not going to do what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
And so you pretty much got to keep calling them, telling them that you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, you need to be doing this. I don't have time for all that. You know, I need to, here's this check. You do your job and let me win, you know. So I would just suggest all of that.
And then I cannot stress enough, I know I said it before, but follow up. Even if it's to the point where you know that you're getting on his nerves, it will send a strong message for these Avenatti types that you're clearly on top of him, and you want to know everything that's happening with your case. So if it's a settlement coming down the pipe, he know not to screw you, because you're going to be calling him every Monday. And not only that, he's going to have a conversation with the publisher or whoever, and know that they talk to you too.
And getting on my nerves, this check didn't get on your nerves, so therefore I'm not getting on your nerves. I'll call you at 5 o'clock in the morning. You better answer and be in high spirits when you do. Yeah, oh, ma'am, can I? Yes, you can. You know what I'm saying? Because how this check set up, you're on call 24 hours a day. Don't play with me. with that being said, also there are some attorneys that are, like can tell you information through the consultation. Granted, consultation maybe like 150, maybe 175. It depends on an attorney, and they may tell you exactly what you need to do. And some of them say, hey, you don't even need an attorney for this type of a case.
Right.
This is the steps that you need to take. It would cost you more to hire me. So with that being said, take that. You paid that 150. You got that consultation. You already know what you need to do. Go ahead and take care of your business. Mm-hmm. So there's attorneys like that too. It's like they really want to, like, hey, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste your money. Here's what you need to do, because you'll be spending all this money for nothing that you can easily do yourself. So I like those attorneys too.
So in summary, just make sure that when you have an attorney, you need to do your research. You need to know who you're dealing with, number one. Number two, you need to get the terms down. You need to get your payment arrangements, all of that, how he's going to be paid, what he's going to be paid, the terms, and also the payment arrangements, if it's going to be a deal or a settlement down the road.
Right.
Okay. And then also follow up. It's very important that you keep constant contact with follow up with your attorney and the potential, I know they want to tell you don't talk to the people because we're dealing with them. No, you need to at least keep in contact with them. Let him handle the negotiations, but still have that contact at least once a week, once a month, what have you. But you need to be in the loop, okay?
Yes, stay in the loop, because this is your life, that you have to deal with. It's like, oh, I'll handle it. No, we can handle it together. I'm paying you to actually do the judicial part of it, but I'm still going to be nosy.
Exactly.
So you're not going to have my life in your hands. We're not going to do that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Here's our empowerment tip for today. Don't be a victim. Okay, so whatever the circumstance is, whatever the situation, just learn from it and move on. Take the necessary actions and then move on. The whole point of not being a victim is to not have bitterness, because you want to raise higher vibrations in order to reach your goals. You want to stay positive.
Right.
So get past that. Deal with it and move on.
Right.
Okay, because you want to be productive and we want to keep ourselves in a very, high-minded, so, something can be successful and move forward. We don't want to let just one instance keep you back, hold you back.
And always accept an apology that you did not receive. So some people are very prideful. Therefore, just accept the apology you did not receive. Forgive them so you can forgive yourself and you can successfully move on. These are your empowerment tips for today. Today we're going to talk about finances. So I want you to follow along with this article called by thebalance.com. And we're going to talk about how to save money and accrue interest. Who doesn't like to save money and get money for saving their money? Do you like it, Temia?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so let's talk about high yield savings accounts. So high yield savings account is the best ones that I know to get are the ones that don't have a brick and mortar. So it's not a standing, like money mutuals accounts. Barclays is a great one to have. And the reason why I say this is because they're able to offer you higher APY due to they're not brick and mortar type of business. So,
so you mean like, because I did some research.
Okay.
And Ally, I believe, is one that I ran across, and it's a higher interest rate than even my bank.
Oh,
Yeah, like my brick and mortar bank.
Right.
So I don't want to say the name because it's very traditional and it's like everywhere. But yeah, you're right. The online is usually higher.
Right. Because they're saving money by not having a brick and mortar. If you don't know what a brick and mortar is means there's somewhere you can walk in.
Like actually facilities that
Right.
you walk in.
Mm-hmm. And then another one I saw, another one is an option is savings bonds is an option. Now you want to be careful with savings bonds. You just don't want to just get any savings bonds, especially bonds for businesses. The best ones are federal bonds. And being this is that if a business goes out of commission, you're screwed. Your money is going out of commission too. The best bonds to get is the ones with a AAA rating because they're FDIC insured. And you definitely want a bond that's FDIC insured because if God forbid something happens, you would get your money. Opposed to if it's not FDIC insured and doesn't have a AAA rating to it, you won't be getting your money, or you'll get some of your money depending on the type of bond that you have. Another thing with bonds is if it's also a AAA that has a AAA rating, sometimes the interest rate that's accrued with that is not as large as if it was with a savings bond with the lower rating. And even though they may kind of like turn people off, like, oh, I'm not really getting as much accrued interest with my money, but still it's still a better choice, being that if the stock market crashes, you get your money. So don't just look at, oh, I'm not really getting any interest back, for the money that I'm putting in. Look at, the big picture. And so that's another way to save money, saving bonds.
And what about money market accounts?
Oh, the money market accounts is what I was referring to. The high yield savings accounts. They have high yield savings accounts that go from anywhere from like 1%, and some of them go as high as 5%. I want to run into one that goes up to 5%. Because I personally have money market accounts, and it's like 2.75%. So. But hey, if it goes up to 5%, that means that did you get more money? And on top of that, depending on the amount of money, now don't think just because it goes to 5% that you're gonna get a whole bunch of money back. Let me tell you how it works.
It's APR, just
right.
It's over the 12-month period.
Right.
So
it's over a 12-month period, but it also depends on how much you put into the savings. So pretty much if you put $10,000 in, just say you put $10,000 into the high yield savings account, and the APR is at 5%, you get $500 back, of interest within the, year.
For the year, not
right.
the month.
For the year. So don't think you're going to get a whole bunch of chunk of change. So really, the amount of interest you get back is dependent on the amount that you put into your savings. Also, I wanted to tell you about CDs with certificate of deposit.
Oh, well, before you get in that, just make sure you shop around.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say earlier, for when you're looking at high yield savings account, interest bearing account, money markets account, look at the terms, because some have fees and costs.
Yes.
Some have a minimum amount that you have to just keep in there.
Right.
Or there's an additional cost, monthly,
maintenance,
handling,
right.
maintenance fee. So just do your little research and compare and contrast and get the best deal out there, because it's competitive right now. The market is competitive, and you just need to shop just like you do grocery shopping.
Right. Make your money work for you. The idea is to save your money and get their money, pretty much. And so make your money work for you. And also, if you're having a hard time saving stuff, you can do the automatic savings devices.
Right.
There's Digit. There's a lot of automatic saving devices where you pretty much buy stuff, and then the Digit will calculate it and then put a percentage towards towards the app or whatever. So it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind, and you won't even be like, oh my goodness. And when you check the digit, you're like, oh my goodness, I saved all this, because you're not. It's automated. You don't even have to think about it. Just spend, and it'll do the rest for you. Another one I want to tell you about is CD, certificate of deposits. Now, with certificate of deposits, they have different maturity rates. They can go from 1 month. They can go from 10 years. Now, that's good certificate of deposits to have for, emergency purposes. But however, when you do the terms, make sure you're very wary about the terms, because once you put it in, say if you have a certificate of deposit for a year, do not withdraw that money.
Can't touch it.
You cannot touch it. And if you do touch it, you will be penalized. Do you hear me? Like,
this is not like a savings account.
Right.
This is an actual certificate of deposit, CD. So it's locked in for that year.
It's locked in, so, I mean, it would defeat the purpose of you taking out the money before the terms ends, because you're losing money opposed to actually gaining interest. Now, another thing I want to tell you about CDs is that be wary of the ones that you pick, because once you put in that term, you also... Oh yeah, when you put in that term, so say if the stock market, the interest rate for CDs go up, and once you're stuck into a term, the interest rate that you're stuck in is the interest you're going to get. It doesn't go up and it doesn't go down depending on how the stock market is. So just be wary about that. So I wouldn't advise you to get 10-year terms. Don't get 5-year terms. If you want to do like the CD staggered ladder thing, you can do that, where you're having like multiple CDs and then maturing like year after year, saying back to back to back. So
yeah, like when you have the CD ladder,
yes,
and you set up, let's say you have like $10,000, you split them up, because this is how it works in the financial world. When you have especially CDs, if you have like a 5-year term or a 10-year term, those are usually at a higher interest rate. That's why people, love to go for those. But the problem with that is that you don't want to lock up your money for 5 years, right? So it's called CD laddering. You set up a CD ladder. Those the $10,000 that you have, you can split it up five different ways, $2,000 each. And let's say you get a CD for 1 year term for $2,000.
Right.
The next year, same thing, until you get to the 5, CDs for $2,000 each. That's all of your $10,000, right? Okay, so
as they mature, you want to renew them.
When the first one mature, that you set up for the 2,000, you put that one into a 5-year CD at a higher interest rate, because you want to benefit from the higher interest rate, but you don't want to lock up all of your money.
Right.
So you have the 2,000 in there. So the second year, when that one comes up, you put that one into another 5-year CD. And when you go all the way into the your fifth one, and you put that one into a 5-year CD at a higher interest rate,
right?
What will happen the next year roll around, your first 5-year CD will be maturing.
Right.
So you're making money out of the higher interest rate from all of your 5-year CDs by now.
Exactly.
And not only that, you're not tying up all your money, because every year, because you have a CD ladder.
Right.
Every year, one is going to turn. So if the next year follow around, you got 4 other CDs, 5-year CDs that you have available, that you're making money, not available, but you're making money at the higher interest rate.
Right.
But one is coming up, and if some emergency come up or whatever, your money is not tied up. You can use that one. So that's the benefit of setting up a CD ladder.
Right. Yes. So there's a lot of ways that you can save your money and accrue interest. And there's a lot of ways that you can save money, period. First, a lot of people like to watch TV. I personally think TV is so overrated. They have Netflix, they have Zulu, they even have the YouTube videos that you can purchase and stuff. So having like a $100, $200 phone bill, that's so outdated. I would say this is ways to save your money. Also, grocery shopping. Oh my goodness, become a loyal customer and stuff. My bestie, a coupon guru. Do you hear me? I need somebody that knows how to do the manufacturing coupons and the store coupons. I need to be able to have spend like $20 and get like a house full of stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, absolutely. I need my money to stretch. Okay. Yeah. So that's ways to save, and then automatic savings. Saying set up an amount. To save. Here's my thing. A lot of people don't go by the 50-30-20 rule. So the 50-30-20 rule, if you do not know, 50% goes to your necessities, 30% goes to your wants, and 20% goes to your savings. Save when you get your check or any type of income you get. Save first. Okay.
Like what they say, pay yourself first.
Pay yourself
Automatic
first.
transfer, boo.
Yes. Pay yourself first and then pay everything else later. And by doing this, you're not like, oh my goodness, I'm just working to pay bills. No, you're working to live. You hear me? Because if something happens to you, they're going to have your job posted the very next day. So, I would say pay you first. Save first. Warren Buffett said that. And
not just a regular savings account. Get your interest bearing account. Okay?
Absolutely. Do that. Also, there's a lot of ways to save money. Let's see, shopping around vehicle, your insurance on your vehicle. Now, the insurance is not only based off of your driving record and stuff like that. It's also based off of where you live. And so a lot of people don't know that. They were like, oh, say I'm doing everything right. I'm not getting any ticket, but my car insurance is still high. It's because of where you live. They probably see that as a threat. And so your interest, your insurance payment is so high. So still, there's a way to get out there. Shop around. Also, you can use discounts. Like if you're in an honor society, you can get discounts for that. So like Geico does discounts for Delta Mu Delta Honor Society.
What do you call it? AAA?
Right. You can get discounts, for 2 cars on one. So there are different discounts that you can get in a variety of places. If you're going out to eat with your friends, okay. Now, or by yourself, you can order smaller portion appetizer. Appetizer, actually that's a portion control. So that's also help. Appetizer is a portion control. We don't want to
talk about that.
Right, we're not going to talk about that. But it's portion control. Get an appetizer.
Sign up for the reward program, okay?
Sign up for
because if you're like me and you enjoy food, okay? And food enjoy you. Just sign up for the reward program. They have them, just about every restaurant have that program now. So go for it, boo.
Yes. So those are the money saving tips that we have for today.
Thank you for watching the Temia and Tomeka show, and be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel, and continue to watch us every Sunday at 4 p.m.